Or does it
I just added this third wheel for stability.
But I mean, particularly that has a central wheel, and this does not. You guys have strong opinions about your competition robot. Should it have 3 on a side or should it have 2 on a side? Doesn't matter.
Guarantees that you have 2 driving wheels on at a time.
Guarantees. Well, this has 2 driving wheels on at a time with 4 wheels
True.
driving, right?
This also changes the turning axis.
This one would probably turn better because of the rear only wheels. This one would have more. The wheels would skid. In fact, it's called the skid steer drivetrain because the wheels skid when you steer it. Though you could always move the back 2 to the omni wheels and still drive them. There's all kinds of ways. I'm just throwing that. This is the type of, I'm trying to show you, you guys to come to a consensus, you got to talk about what are the pros and cons and why do we think one's better than another. And you guys should be kind of answering those questions for
I'm
yourself.
thinking we should do the 3-wheel system with the 1-to-1 gear ratio, but on this body where it's higher up.
And why do you say that?
Because we then have room to mount things here, but still have room to go down for removing out of when unnecessary.
Do other people agree or do other people disagree or what?
I'm not exactly sure how I would make this higher up and have to move the gears around, but I'd say it would
Well,
be doable.
it's pretty much just flipping that upside down and mounting it as you mounted this.
Oh.
So basically, it's taking.
You could literally do that now, right?
That was easy.
What do you think, Wesley?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
I
this
know.
can't. This obviously won't be touching when we fix it because we're getting 4-inch wheels, I believe.
All right.
Yep, we have those ordered.
Do you need all that central plates there?
I don't think so.
No.
I think we
Okay.
we can take.
Do with
But
what's.
they're nice aesthetic touches.
Yeah, they make it.
Like, I don't know, are we seeing anything with this
This
robot?
one
Kind of
was
like
all original.
We can
Okay.
use these sort of things or things like that.
Do you have a sense of how the thing that gets the blocks is going to reach the blocks on the ground and get them? Does it need to do that inside the chassis, or is it going to reach outside the chassis to get them? Because if it's going to do inside the chassis, it needs a gap. If it's going to reach outside the chassis, it doesn't.
No, when I started building that, I was intending for it to be outside the chassis.
Okay. How does it? Is the chassis going to be small enough so that even with the thing outside, it fits in the 18 inches?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the chassis, you got to make sure that it's small enough. Do you have any idea what the dimension of that is, or either of them? For that matter?
This one.
This one was somewhere around.
So that's sticking out to grab blocks. Is that is the vision of this?
Yeah. Well, we'd start it out at an angle since it was too long, but.
Or you've used a short one.
It's about 13 and a half versus 11 and a half.
What's this motor? This is the pulley motor to make
Yeah.
it go out.
It's really cool. I missed the discussion about it. Is that the, so
This comes out and then comes back into like.
is that our basic, right now, is that our only mechanism for
Yeah.
gathering blocks?
No,
I
Emmett
was
is
working
working
on one today, so it involves like a kind of thing to like sweep in blocks to a like. I think we're on like yeah, essentially. So like a pad like this with a kind of like lip thing, like a dustpan on it to facilitate the blocks like going into this, and then have like the block, like the thing to like, sweep it in would be like around it, and so push it in, and then this would be able to rise like an essential thing. And
Right, gears, right?
with rack and pinion, and then we were talking to him about like
Like a
what is
crab?
it called, like a parallel bar thing.
Four bar.
So
Which of those drawings?
So once we could rise it to a certain height, which we would have to do like because we couldn't have a straight bar going more than 18 inches, obviously. So then we raise it to a certain height and then have like service or something to make it like go up to the height of the pendulum.
Just for the record,
So-
you can't have a straight bar going more than 18 inches because diagonally it's after a while.
It's true, but then we have to, I guess, yeah.
Well, if you have that where when you first start, it's angled, that just kind of folds up some. Because if you put a minimum, when you start angling this back up, it will want to fall naturally and then it's locked here. It can't. So,
This is perfect. This is what you guys should be doing right now.
so
Figuring out stuff like this.
it's,
Thank you.
we would normally mount it like this, but when you tip it like this, it has the flexibility to go bend up. But when you bring it back, it can't fall down like this. Like you could just put a simple L bracket thing so that it doesn't go down, but it can fold up. And then you can,
And then you might want it to
and then you
fold
can
down
just
a
bend
little
this.
bit, just so it scrapes against the
Yeah.
ground.
I mean, you can make your own.
Maybe.
Alright, so we have, I'm just calling them, because I don't have any tape to tape them, to put letters on them. So I'm
Windshield
calling out
wiper,
It's like
Okay,
street,
broom
like
pan.
street cleaner.
the street
thing.
cleaner dustpan version.
Yeah.
And then, what is this gonna be, what's this?
Oh, let's just call it extended grass.
And
Ow.
what
I'm
not Alex- entirely
certain what
I have to go.
that is a
It's not
pulley
perfected.
system
Okay, hey,
that we
Wesley,
might use to
whatever we talk
use
on
the drawer
Monday,
slides by
we'll come
pulling
back
them
to
out
this.
and pushing
Alright.
them back in.
Hopefully
and
I'll still be
so-
live.
Hey, I was gonna hit you with it.
Thanks, Wesley, very much. You gotta
I
go
have
too.
to
Okay.
Yeah.
string is not attached to it,
Okay.
obviously.
Bye, Tyler.
We'll put this away. So, what were we gonna call that?
It's an arm. We're calling it an arm.
I don't know where
Alright.
that goes.
Alright, so what was saying that we need to come to some consensus about what base what chassis we're gonna put these things on and which of these things we're going to use. And I guess, since you're still designing that, you probably need a deadline.
Yeah, so I have a design, I just need to build it, I guess.
Okay, so we have, Monday of next week. And that's
That's what I thought.
it,
There's stuff-
unless you guys can come Tuesday afternoon.
I can
Oh,
do
I
that.
definitely can come Tuesday afternoon.
That would give
My
you
mom
another
wanted
day.
me there.
Okay.
So if that's going to happen, I'll send out an email right now.
Awesome,
Probably.
thank
Wait, when
you.
do you want it finished by?
Well, as much as we can possibly do, because when you come back from winter break, you've only got 3 weeks. I mean, from Thanksgiving, you've only got 3 weeks
Yeah.
before
And
we do our
everybody's
scrimmage.
Gonna be like super stressed.
And I won't be like here for
No, that's fine, but
Yeah.
up to winter break, as much as we could get done as possible, in case we can't get back together, because the last weekend of winter break, we're supposed to have a scrimmage. Even if
Okay.
you're not here, if there's something you're making that we need to use, it needs to be, I'm saying we've got 3 weeks,
like. Okay.
essentially. So the sooner, the better. So Tuesday we could come, maybe?
Yeah.
The email?
Are there
I'll send out that email.
That you
I'm
need.
ordering another few
The
parts.
continuing thing.
Yeah, I'm emailing Perlman about that and just going to check in about getting the bigger wheels.
Okay.
And
Has
I
he
also had
ordered those
something
yet?
else. Oh, you wanted to look into
Things.
bigger axles also? Should I?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm just so worried that it's not good.
No, it's our job to be worried. It's our
But we're
team.
learning,
We have
aren't
to.
we? This is what this is all
Wait, so
about.
can you have Mr.
So-
Pillman order those rack pinion things?
Yeah, but things take like 5 weeks to get here. So I will like stress that we actually need those for our robot and, make Perlman listen.
Like if there's any way to like speed them or something, like I will pay to.
Add these to your bag.
Right.
because-
Okay.
So I think we need to